Greetings from downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. It is 5:34 p.m. Eastern Time and about 55 degrees and a little bit rainy in downtown Cleveland. We're outside of, or at Cleveland State University. I have my camera on a tripod right now, so let me try to do this. Well, I thought it was supposed to play music. It was actually playing like a radio advertisement of like the Cavaliers. Maybe if I would have continued, it would have done music, but you could see if there's a crank wheel right here. These are by Le Monde Studio. And also when you do the crank wheel, it plays the music, they call it, and also lights up the LEDs on these little lights around it. They originally had this one on Superior Avenue, and if you were looking through this, it would have been facing the Fountain of Eternal Youth. And then when I was here last month, I noticed that they had moved this one here, and then there's two other ones. I think one's like a red colored exterior, and the other one might be orange colored. They had also relocated those. I think one of them was on Prospect, near like East 5th and Prospect. We're going to go ahead and try to do a little walk through downtown Cleveland for our May 2025 update. It's been raining almost all day, but right now the rain has settled to being very light. I still got my big umbrella overhead though, just in case. Big golf umbrella. It's been beat up over the years, but still hanging in there pretty well. First, let's try to go across the street here. And I was with some colleagues earlier. They mentioned that another one of the new victims to exiting downtown Cleveland is Casa Kitchen and Catering. Last month I had just included them in my walk around campus when I was showcasing food options around CSU. Usually there's not a steady stream of traffic here, but right now there's a bit. I'm just going to wait for these next two cars to pass. So from what I gathered, Bon Appetit's been here a long time, for as long as I can remember. When I was starting here in 2007, I think it was here. And it's a connected space. Like technically Bon Appetit's there, it has one door. Technically Casa is right here with a second door, but like you can access both places from the same spot. I was only in here once. I ordered from Bon Appetit. Colleagues had ordered from Casa. So from my understanding, Casa is the one that's closed. Bon Appetit doesn't say it's closed, and there is a person inside, like the worker. I don't know if he's open, but it looked like he was cleaning stuff, so I assume they're still open. It says here, valued customers with a heavy heart, we announce the closure of our restaurant at 1900 Euclid. Despite our best efforts, circumstances beyond our control, particularly the landlord's decision, have forced us to make this difficult choice. We want to express deepest gratitude for the loyalty you've shown us over the years. We're excited to continue serving you with our enhanced new location at Center Ridge Road. So it looks like they, probably maybe the rent got too much, or was increased too much by the landlord, who knows. Well, that's one less option on the CSU campus to eat. And then CSU's also gone to their summer hours for their on-campus things, like for example the buffet, which is really nice. I think for the second year in a row, the buffet is not going to be open during the summer semester. Certain things like Chick-fil-A, I think, and a few others are still going to be open. There's the convenience store, food and beverage. You know, for a couple of years, this may sound silly. I have like a few, I think, $1 lottery ticket winners, scratch-offs, and I have them with me in my backpack all the time, but I just never forget or I don't take the time to go in and redeem them. I'm trying to tell myself tomorrow when I'm down here. Hopefully I'll do it. Here's a Rascal House pizza. Just came from getting one slice in there. Hello, Sadie Lamp Duo. They say, hi, Poco, glad you're back in the Cleveland Forest City. Back with the rain. Past couple times I've been here, it seems like I time it up with right when it's raining. Can't recall if it was during my last April video that I mentioned this or not, but the subway location that was here says it has moved to 1849 Prospect. We will be opening close to April 21st. Thank you for the support over the last 20 years. And yeah, you know, when I was a student here, this was the first subway location. Wonder why they left one bench and one like garbage can thing here. Now I wasn't going to venture over to Prospect, but let me think here. 1849, you would think that's on Prospect, right? Because this is 18th Street, so you would think it's near this area. I'm curious if they're open and where exactly it's located. Let's see if we can spot it, and then I'm going to head right back to Euclid. This is me deviating from the plan for a second. Special event parking, $20. Not sure if there's a sporting event today or if that is related to a theater show, or if that's just a normal price for this lot. The rain is seemed like it's stopped, but I'll wait a little bit to see if I pull down the umbrella. So we've got East 18th and Prospect. Pretty sure it's not going to be on the right of me. My thought would be that it would have to be on the left, because 1849, I'm thinking about addresses, it'd be headed this way, right? You got the Wolstein Center to our right. We'll see the addresses here. It's 1835. So let's see what the next one is, if it's going upward. $18.49. Didn't it say $18.49? No. Well, I thought it said that. Yeah, I'm already forgetting the name of the address. But I do see signage over here. Opening soon. Alright, so they're not open yet, but this looks like it's where the new location will be. And they'll have a little bit of a modern look to it. A little bit of a weird choice in my opinion, because granted, I know a lot of businesses aren't particularly thriving at CSU post-pandemic, but I've always viewed this as like, okay, how much foot traffic do you actually get here? You've got some antique store, graphic store, knife sharpening. You know, it's not exactly a spot where I expect students to know, and it seems sort of hidden. So I felt like there was a ton more visibility, you know, along Euclid, right on the corner there. Let's go ahead and head on back to Euclid Avenue, because much like you're seeing here, up until you reach Playhouse Square, there's not a lot of things to see along Prospect, and we've done some walks down there before. The rain has stopped long enough, so let's go ahead and pull down the umbrella. The rain started sometime yesterday. Had a brief reprieve for a couple hours, maybe around like 4 to 6 o'clock, which is right when I was landing and getting home, so that was nice that it didn't rain at that part. But then the rain picked up after that. I guess this morning it wasn't actively raining until maybe 8 a.m. and afterward. But then it just was pretty consistent throughout the day. We'll see how long it takes for the real estate here where Subway was located to be occupied by a new business. I guess it's possible maybe Comfort Inn could expand and do something with that space instead, but we shall see. So the other day, Playhouse Square announced a few new additions beyond Playhouse Square, which means the surrounding neighborhood area. Additions that will be coming. And by the way, so this artwork seemed, I don't remember this here in the past. I mean, the art gallery, yes, but I don't remember these particular designs. Very nicely done. This is the shot from the Detroit Superior Bridge, but also I believe that bridge that's in the Flats West Bank. Then you've got a nice painting. I think these are all from that same artist. Downtown Cleveland, sort of from that Cleveland script sign behind Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where the George Voinovich Park is. Oh, sorry. There's a scooter coming one way and then a walker coming the other, and I was sandwiched in between, so. And then this one is sort of like literally standing from this angle right here. So that shot that you're seeing right there, you pan back. Same thing with the artwork, and I love the color and imagery. Now, you know, all three of these paintings that I'm seeing, you know, it's not too often that I see artwork where I think to myself, oh, you know, I could see myself buying that. You know, I like artwork, but a lot of times I'm like, oh, okay, I just like looking at it. I wouldn't necessarily buy it. There's something about the style of these images and the familiarity of it. How often I've been here, especially this one here. I don't know why this one is drawn to me compared to most paintings. It's like, it does a great job portraying a nighttime scene while still making it so familiar and vibrant. Anyway, enough of me gushing. Let's keep on going. I think I was talking about the new additions coming to Playhouse Square. Hey, doesn't that sign say no left turns? That car just did a left. Alright, now it's raining again. That's initially why I didn't have the umbrella put up or put down, because I was like, well, it's probably gonna start raining any time now. That's just how it goes, and the forecast was showing rain still. See the nice reflection in the puddles. The Connor Palace across the street, Corvo's Bakery, State Theater, Ohio Theater. And I did talk about this last month. It's nice to see that construction starting to dwindle down a bit. It's only located above the Allen Theater now on that side of the street. Well, one of the new additions that's coming soon is, I've talked about this in the past, like, man, the retail space at the Lumen down on this level just hasn't been occupied. And I saw on the article online, it said, yeah, since 2020, they've basically been waiting for tenants. I know they do have First National Bank there, but the announcement said that something called Encore is going to be opening in the lower level space here. Sounds like it's going to be more of a slightly upscale cocktail bar. I don't know what type of food they'll serve, but it sounds like that's what will be going on or in that location. Obviously they still have to develop and build it, but that announcement was made across the street there. Again, I'm sure these businesses appreciate having the visibility back. Sushi N. Then you have the fruit stand. They still have like the plastic covering it as if they probably just installed the signage. Republic Food and Drink. Patrick says dispensary is right around the corner. And you got Cibrio Italian Kitchen. Where this door is open right here, that is where I believe later this year Ben and Jerry's will be going in. So looks like they're probably starting some construction inside of there. Long ways to go. And then you've got Starbucks Coffee right next to it, which has been here. But yeah, that space next to Starbucks will be Ben and Jerry's. So we have an established ice cream spot in downtown Cleveland, along with, I forget the name of the one that moved into the old arcade on the corner. And you should still have a sampling of Mitchell's ice cream inside of Heinen's. Did you see the remaining construction on the exterior of the Allen Theater? And I believe in the announcement of Encore going in the Lumen, even though the Ben & Jerry's one was reported by the Neotrans blog a month or so ago, I think Playhouse Square officially announced Ben & Jerry's in that press release, or however they announced it. See what the streaming headlines say there. Their dog lost a leg to a Cleveland garbage truck. Oh, geez, that's not a good headline. Lost their dog to a Cleveland garbage truck. Owners want an apology. More city traffic calming. 5 things to do in Northeast Ohio on Memorial Day, or Memorial Day concert, Tremont Greek Fest, and more. 6 Ohio sites added to National Underground Railroad Network. Sadie Lamp Duo says, when I was little, I stayed in the State Theater all day with my brothers watching the Ghost of Blackbeard movie over and over all day. Is that a shot of on the GE lighting sign, the midges? I don't know if they've transformed the mosquitoes yet. I'm just gonna say maybe they're the midges, even though I know those come in like in October, if we remember that one playoff series. Still have another Subway location right there. Oh, Greater Cleveland Partnership. Boo! That is pretty sure that's the organization that right now the city of Cleveland, Cleveland City Council, and downtown Cleveland District are pissed at right now, because there's this constant back and forth argument between the Browns and the city of Cleveland. The city of Cleveland is still trying to find ways, even if it might be I don't know if it's going to be realistic that they can keep the Browns in downtown Cleveland or in Cleveland, but they're trying still. And the Haslams want to move them to Brook Park. There's like state funding things involved, county funding, battling back and forth. But anyway, I think it was the Greater Cleveland Partnership that like two days ago or so came out with an announcement all of a sudden saying that they support the Haslams moving the team to Brook Park. And then that just like right away the city of Cleveland, city council, I think, and downtown Cleveland and other places like fired back. Like they were livid with them saying that. So that's the latest battle going on with that. Now, even though there's not signage here, and I should have written down the name of it, the third, or maybe there is going to be signage down here. The third thing that was mentioned is this spot is open again now. I don't know when the hours are going to be, but it's called Something Good Social Kitchen, and they're going to have like seasonal menus. I think they said the initial one was recommended or consulted with Michael Simon, but it's a simple menu. So they'll have right now the Sunshine, which is white American cheese, Cleveland ketchup, pot mustard, sweet relish. I think these are hot dogs for the top one.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Let me get the correct menu. Well, I gotta get the new menu.
Oh, the menu.
Right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Then there's Mild Mischief, Go Nuts, and Glorious Upgrade. So I'm not sure when their hours are going to be. So that's going to be. Oh, you want? Yeah, sure.
So right now our hours are 11 to 2:30, Monday through Friday. Starting up in June, we will be 11 to 11. As far as our menu, we have 3 hot dogs. We have the Sunshine, which is like your standard hot dog with white American cheese. We have the Hug, which is a standard hot dog with chili, orange, with onion straws on it, and barbecue sauce. It's quite savory. And then we have a build your own burger and a build your own dog. As far as the rest of our burgers, we have the Sloppy Good, which is like our play off of Sloppy Joe. It's very tasty as well.
I love Sloppy. So is the Sloppy Joe included in the current menu or long term?
No, it's going to be on the long term. So
okay.
this is our temporary menu here.
Okay.
Yep. So it only has like half our things, not the full thing.
Right.
And then we also have another one called the Meltdown, which is like a Philly cheesesteak burger, which is fire.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Like I know people have talked on social media over the years, like about this location, how it's a cool spot. And I know years ago, this was before COVID though, when me and colleagues used to come down and Playhouse Square would do some events at lunchtime here.
Yes.
Like we would go there and then someone would run over here and grab food. But then when this, whatever, I forgot what the name used to be. Yeah, when it shut down, it was like, oh. And then COVID happened and the events, stopped a little bit over here. Right. So it's nice to see it. I saw the headline earlier today that it was like starting up, but I didn't see like the hours. I did see that there was a temporary menu.
You can come by tomorrow. Our hours are 11 to 2:30. Our whole goal is to reactivate this whole space, from karaoke to yoga to having meetups here to.
Also, will you guys have influence on the actual like space itself behind here?
Yes. So like we will have this whole, honestly, this whole space here.
Yeah.
So we want to have some vendors here, maybe some farmer markets, you know, get some activity, get some more life like just to be a part of the whole Playhouse Square theme, you know?
Right.
So yes.
That's awesome.
This is very exciting.
All right, cool. Well, thank you a lot for sharing that. Yeah, if I can, I'll try to stop down from work tomorrow during lunchtime, because that'd be cool to see it.
Okay, yeah, my name is Darius Berger. I'm the GM here.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. I'm super excited. I heard you were there. I was playing around a little bit. So I'm going to check them out. I have some questions for you.
Cool. Yeah, I have like a sort of a small YouTube channel. It's called Poco Traveler, but I try to do like once a month I try to do a walk through downtown Cleveland and show like the latest new things that I spot going around.
Yeah.
So I usually start near CSU because I work there. I usually like make my way down and point out little things that are different.
Wonderful.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would say come back tomorrow. You can meet the owner. Ricky. He's quite the guy, you know. And yes.
All right. Yes. Cool. Will you guys? I know it's early, of course. So, but like, will you guys have signage and stuff?
So the city. So it's funny, right? We started up a soft opening last week, actually.
Yeah.
And
sorry, you want to get out from the rain?
We probably served about like 50 or 60 people a day so far.
Oh, geez.
So the attraction, the people are happy. The city is happy. We have yet to even get the signages and stuff yet, and everyone's ready for it, you know. So it'll be great. It's great. It's exciting.
Cool. All right.
So what's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris, I'm Darius.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, indeed.
Well, very much appreciate the update. It's nice to, you know, a lot of times I'm shy to go into businesses and ask people stuff, you know, but this is the type of thing I like. I would love to have people give more feedback on the video, because like I'm shy going in because I'm like worried someone will be like, "What are you filming me for?"
Exactly. No, you're just showing how great Cleveland is, and just showing the changes. You know what I mean? So
right.
Who wouldn't love that?
Right. All right.
You know, we're all in this together.
Yes. All right.
Thank you very much, Chris. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Well, that was cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Perfect timing. I'm glad he came out. Yeah, I guess, you know, those windows, you know, there's from the outside you can't see what's in, but I'm sure the outside you can see what's going on. You know, if someone's out there. So he must have saw me like looking at the menu and said, "Oh, let me give him a heads up of the hours and stuff." The rain and wind is picking up a little bit right now, so forgive the video here. Sometimes Euclid Avenue is a bit of a wind tunnel as well. You get toward this spot up until East 9th Street. Funny enough, my umbrella, this is the one part of my umbrella that does not have the functioning end cap like, you know, the rest of the things do. So I can actually point the camera through there. But it does look like my camera lens got a little bit of rain on it, because I see the blurry spot there. Let me see if I can wipe that off. Hopefully I don't make it worse. Oh, that made it better, surprisingly. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you saw that, you know, little impromptu interview we got there, be sure to go check out. I believe he said the hours during the weekdays are going to be, I'll have to listen back to it. I think he said 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they are open for the lunchtime thing. And you see, you know, one place down the street, Casa, closing. A few other places towards CSU closing, but then you've got places on Euclid opening and hopefully thriving. That's great too that they're going to try to initiate programming, and that makes sense because, you know, they're right there on that space. The more programming you can bring to that area, you know, the more customers, and especially I've always thought that to be like a cool, quick lunchtime go. Sort of like, you know, you think of how the food truck things, which should be starting up soon if they haven't already. I gotta check the schedule. Like Walnut Wednesdays at Perk Plaza. You know, those things usually get pretty decent crowds, so there is a demand for that lunchtime thing, and that's a quick grab and go. You don't have to go there and necessarily sit down and expect a, you know, long wait to be served. And if it's a nice day, you know, you can grab something, eat outside. If there's a little show to watch, someone let their dog poop and didn't clean it up on the sidewalk. Alright, let me scroll back. I think I missed some comments that came in along the way. Caffeinated Misfit said, "Hey, I caught you." Yes, welcome. Patrick talking about the stadium earlier, saying they need to move but probably should have won more games. EV419 says, "Hi, Poco Traveler." Caffeinated Misfit pointing out I think you're saying I should cut out that little segment as a short. It is something I should think about trying. I think YouTube has had that ability where you can take your videos and feature like a short. I've actually had this ambition because life is, you know, so crazy, busyness with between work, trying to, you know, raise a baby. She's 18 months now. It's so active, you know, it's a joy, but it's, you know, tons of work. Definitely have an appreciation for anyone who's had kids. Whoa, there goes the wind. I told you guys, East 9th and Euclid is going to be the biggest wind tunnel area. We'll just try to get past this intersection when we can. Oh, speaking of Sophia, my 18-month-old baby, Laura R. was saying, "Hi Chris, so glad to see you back in Cleveland. Always enjoy your videos. The last one with Sophia was special. She looks so much like you." There's this one picture I took 3 days ago where I don't have it handy to share right now on this, but I was trying to show all my colleagues because it was like, I really love that picture. Just the way I was holding her. See, there goes the umbrella again. I wasn't lying. East 9th Street, that wind tunnel. I mean, to be fair, it is raining a lot more now, too. Yeah, the picture I took with her, she was holding like a little tennis ball at the park on a nice sunny day. You know, the opposite of what you would see right now with the pouring rain. Collapse the umbrella while I go underneath this. This is the City Club Apartments. Forgot what was that new name that they were making of it? Yeah, Skyline. Still doing leasing hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. Various other hours on the other day. Like this tunnel that I'm walking right now is not doing a good job shielding from the rain. There's like leakage all over the place. I only put the umbrella down so I wasn't blocking people in the narrow path. Maybe if I run over here we can take cover under this better awning or overhang. There we go. Alright, so let me try to do this again and catch up on some comments. Tony Miller says, "All right now." We got Tommy G saying, "Let's go Mets," greeting from Long Island. Evie saying, "Yes, I agree, it's pretty windy in Lakewood as well. Went for a quick walk around the block on Madison and pretty windy, my umbrella didn't survive." Probert Osgood says, "Dude, just found your channel, good stuff." Thanks a lot, Probert. Hopefully you subscribe so you can see when we're making new videos in the future. Planet Mike 07 says, "Hey Poco Traveler, where do you think the Guardians will finish this year?" I was just talking to my buddy Wayne during my lunch break today. You know, he's in his 70s but very active, still plays basketball. He goes to a lot of Guardians games. Very cool guy. But you know, he and I always talk Guardians. You see that big long stretch limousine passing by. Wonder who's in there. But anyway, Guardians, I feel like, I don't know, I hate to say it's early in the season because, you know, you look at the schedule and time just flies by. But it's, you know, certain things are disappointing. I know it may seem weird or silly to call out like Brian Riccio, for example, but he's an example of a guy where I think back to last postseason, how he was one of the guys who had like clutch hit after clutch hit when no one else was able to hit too well. And he just, you know, basically struggled this year. Then you've got, you know, we were doing good, and then all of a sudden that little stretch with Cincinnati came, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we got swept by them, and next thing you know, we're 4th place in the division. Ideally, you know, it sounds like David Fry might be getting close to starting a rehab assignment. I don't know how close he'd be to a major league return, but he is like someone who can give us a boost. You got Lane Thomas doing his rehab, trying to hopefully get a boost. Other than that, you just have to hope the team rallies together and plays like last year. It seems like it'll be a tight divisional race toward the end. I don't think Guardians are going to be able to run away with it like the Cavs did in the regular season. So let's look here outside of the downtown Cleveland Incorporated, showcasing their summer event series. So Mondays, you have Memorial Monday. I forget the location of some of these places, but I think, I feel like in the past Memorial Monday was located at, or maybe they have it here. We'll go to the food truck series first. Yeah, I was going to say Fort Huntington Park. That's sort of near Browns, on the way to Browns Stadium. And Food Truck Tuesday is at Public Square on Rockwell in Ontario. Walnut Wednesday at Perk Park. Truck Stop Thursday is at East 9th and St. Clair. Free Stamp Friday at Willard Park. And that is from May 1st to September 30th. So that's already started. And from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Now, on one hand, it's nice that they have those food trucks every single day. On the other hand, it does seem a little bit, you know, maybe oversaturated. But, you know, if there's people going to it and a demand, why not, right? So back to this. The other things are Mondays, not including the food trucks. You've got kickboxing on the square from 6 to 7. Tuesdays, North Coast Namaste Yoga. I assume maybe that's on the square as well? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. When it says kickboxing on the square, I don't know if that means Playhouse Square or Public Square. Wednesdays, Public Square Concert Series from 5 to 8 p.m. Thursdays, Harbor Hustlers Run Club from 6:15 to 7:30. Not sure what that is. Saturdays, more on the square yoga. Sundays, Green Team Spruce Up, Sketch the Square, and Symphony at Sunset. So you can go to downtowncleveland.com to probably learn more about the specific locations of those things. Also in the comments, John Pally says, "Hi from across the lake in Ontario." Hello, John. Slaint04 says, "Can you check out the Colonial Arcade?" Well, sure thing, since we're pretty much right up to it right now. You can go in. On the left here, you got News Radio WTAM 1100. Unfortunate about the end of the season for the Cavaliers. I was hoping when I'd be back here that I would be back for the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's what I was expecting, but I mean, you got to give credit to the Pacers. I mean, what they're doing is literally historic and unprecedented right now. I mean, the statistics, I may be getting the losing record portion of this incorrect, but teams that have been down by like, I figured if it's 7 or I think it's 9 points in the final minute, previously had a record of like 1 in 1,700 or something ridiculous. But then the Pacers have won in that scenario 3 times this postseason. I mean, just imagine the history. Before this, it was only ever done once. Now it's 3 times, including yesterday when they were down by 14 points with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go to the Knicks. And just, anyway, I watched the end of that, and I didn't think I was gonna, a lot of times when the Cavaliers or someone get eliminated from the postseason, my interest goes significantly down. I'm like, I just bummed out and don't want to watch the rest of the playoffs. But, I had to watch that and was just in awe of the way the game was going down and some of the execution. The Pacers were so calm. And, all the role players, it seemed like they can depend on anyone to do it. And, of course, that freaking Tyrese Halliburton hits another step-back jumper to at least send it to overtime. Initially, thought it was for the win. All these cool to see Cocos, unique decorations. Winter every day inside Coco's. Come explore the 2 floors. You know how you did the business, or the guy came out and was explaining the business earlier. That's the type of thing I would love to have happen more. I've tried to message a few places on Instagram in the past asking things. Not a lot. I've not put a lot of effort into it, but I've tried a few, and I don't know if they check the messages or not. I just never heard back from a few of them. But it would be nice to have some type of permission or understanding ahead of time, so that I don't catch them off guard. And they say, "Oh yeah, sure, come in." A shoe lift place and DeWitt's jewelry. See the little football helmets. Got the Browns included in there. Doesn't necessarily seem like there's a particular order to them. Maybe there is, I'm not familiar with, like Browns, Jets, Cardinals, Rams, Texans, Colts, etc. And then they kind of continue on this side. Although it does say Steelers on one end, Patriots on the other. Why are they at the top, huh? Should have the Browns up there. Still got Bobby C's classic barbershop. I feel like the theme on this has been mixed up and a little bit different since the last time I passed by. Maybe he changed it up. You got the dog with a fun brown sweater. The mannequin here with a Cleveland Indians guitar. And almost like a sundial on it. Some classic cars. Looks to be classic razors and other hair cutting equipment mixed in. A Texaco gas pump. Addie's Diner. This is another place where I've said over the years, like, I should try Addie's Diner. Let's see their hours. They open at 6:30 a.m. on weekdays. If I were to come here tomorrow, let's think about this. What would I pick hypothetically? Breakfast special? Home fries sound good. Yeah, probably the breakfast special would appeal most to me. I don't know if they have side dishes. Sometimes these breakfast places, they have their menu, but then you can just order the sides and customize it as you want it to be. And we've got Gem's Boutique. Well, so there's 2 ends to the Colonial Arcade. This end that we're in now has had pretty good consistency with its tenants being occupied. It's the other end toward the Euclid Avenue side that's, or really much of it now, that's been struggling. We'll head on in there after this. It's still fun to admire the window displays. And then you've got Geraci's Slice Shop. Well, they seem dark right now. Is Geraci's closed for the day or something? It doesn't seem typical. Huh. Is there a sign that says they're closed? We'll have to look on the outside. I don't know. And I assume that's not like some type of long-term thing. I assume they're just closed for the moment of the day. So we started this live stream earlier showcasing one of those things at Cleveland State University. This is one of the other ones I was referring to earlier, how it was, the red colored one, and they had put it on Prospect, I said, near East 5th. So there should be a hand crank probably on that side of the thing where you can crank in hear music or something from the radio. Now going into the other side of Fifth Street Arcade. This is the end that has typically had diminishing occupancy. That doesn't mean everything's gone. Like Intro is still located here on the end cap, although it says 50 to 70% off select items. For some reason, there is a dog bowl, water dog bowl here. Table for guests of Intro. Maybe if they feel someone's walking their dog in downtown Cleveland, they can have some complimentary water. This is just signage for, wait a minute, El Jimador Tequila, enter on Prospect. I know, Barrio's right there, so there must be something along the corner. Why have I not seen that before? I guess that goes to the parking garage based on the P sign right there. Johnnyville Woods, this part is always something to admire as we walk by, all the baseball bats and signage. Bluffing, a pair of balls beats everything. The Book of Mormon at Playhouse Square, I think that was last year, same with Rudolph. There's a sign for the New Union Terminal, Cleveland. Chris Farley. Rock and Roll Theater, you also have some stuff up top. Looks like, kind of like the Cheeto Man over there. There's a Donald Trump big head up there. WMMS, various other things. The 5 commandments for being happy. Let's see what they are. Free your heart from hatred, free your mind from worry, give more, expect less, and love simply. Some more bats, King Kong, Men of Maybury, Elvis Presley, Bob Marley. See a painting up there that has like the Batman call signal above the Detroit Superior Bridge. So this is one of the new things here, arcade now open. I don't know if it's actually policed by anybody or if it's just like an arcade that you go in and unmonitored. I mean, it's not actively being used right now. JoJo's Arcade, it says. I think this, maybe this was where the Clevo Books was located previously, which is, we passed it earlier. It's now on Euclid Avenue before you get to Heinen's if you're walking toward East 9th. So you've got the arcade there. Then on the right side here, Revy. I feel like this used to be further down. Maybe they moved it to this space instead. Or I'm just imagining it. Some cool, fun little plushies. Beautifully handcrafted soapstone chess set, imported from Kenya, $112. Other crafted things. That looks like a little Super Mario character there. Yeah, like I said, I feel like this, I definitely know this had a presence here, but I feel like it was located like as the only thing left on that end, but I could be mistaken. Kebab house. This might be the only food location remaining in the food court here. Kebab house. More vacancies. There is a design bar, lash salon, and boutique that's located here now. Limited hours. Over here you have the headshot experience by appointment only. Looks like if you want to get some headshot photos done. And then there's a Style House beauty bar. So there are some additions that have taken place, but again, more vacancies and for lease things for the rest of the way. Yeah, I feel like this space is where Revy used to be located. Trying to go off memory. Caffeinated Misfit says, looks and sounds like less of a ghost town than it was a couple of years ago. Sadie Lampduel says, love the lighting Cleveland is famous for. Yeah, if you're talking about the lighting in here, that is one thing that stood out. I mean, the lighting looks much brighter. Maybe I just wasn't thinking about it in the other one, but it looks brighter and different in this this tunnel here. And then on the end cap you have Kernels by Christie. And I think this is the Heroes place. That should be open 24. What? They're closed too. What's with the hours of some of these places at the arcade? Isn't this the place that's supposed to be open till like 4 a.m. every day, or doesn't close ever? Hours aren't even on the sign. Hopefully they're still open. Gets confusing though. These places don't have, regular hours now. Alright, let's get the umbrella back up here. Caffeinated Misfit says beauty bar next to the headshot place. Good placement. Right. Got a nice consistent stream of rain coming in now, as well as the health line passing us. Good thing it's not windy at this spot, so we're able to still stay relatively dry under the umbrella. Nice to see as many, for it being just a Thursday evening, as many people as we do see out. Although maybe the reason we see people over here is there's a line forming for the House of Blues. I was thinking of going through the old arcade, but based on that picture over there, there must be like a wedding thing. I assume that probably is either wrapping up or concluding a little bit. That means they usually have the lobby area closed off. So you got the arcade, old arcade rather. The smell of food down East 4th Street. People trying to stay dry as best as they can as they wait for the House of Blues. So did Lyft acquire the Bird scooters, or do they own Bird all along? Because now I'm seeing all these scooters have both the Bird and Lyft branding on them. Got the umbrella trying to picked up in the wind as we get closer to public square areas. I think we're passing by the Museum of Illusions. Let's see what time we've got right now. 6:32. What is this? Oh, there is something new here. Grand opening. Rujev. Could be butchering the pronunciation. Rejuve, maybe. That's probably a rejuve, like rejuvenate. Juice. Drink good, live good. I mean, it still looks like they're doing some construction in there, but it does say grand opening. So, new presence located in the old May Company building. And then it looks like we've got a little less scaffolding down by Jake's Pizza than the last time we were by here doing a, actually did a little video review inside of Jake's Pizza. We'll finally try it out. As I mentioned earlier with the scaffolding by the arcade, always nice when these businesses can become more visible again and not have to be covered up by scaffolding. Of course, if you're in New York City, sometimes you get scaffolding that's thrown up and remains there for years and years. There is no such thing as having it go away. Jack Casino, located to our left or straight ahead of us inside the old Higbee Company building. There goes the umbrella again. Inside of Terminal Tower right now, or Tower City rather, specifically. I'm pretty sure the Red Line bus is still in the temporary location over that way. Yep. If you're looking for a fountain here though, still got this. A lot of vacancies in this area still. More spots filled further on down, going that direction. Construction going on to where you're catching the red line from here. You're not going to be taking the stairs going down there like you normally would where it says Tower City Station. I mean, it's still applicable for, I think, for the green and blue line, but the red line, you have to go right over there. I think this right here is an advertisement for Applejack's Toys. That's the spot I was talking about where the red line entrance is right now. Applejack's Toys. It's further on down, down that way. It's a cool toy store inside of Tower City. And this is where you start seeing a presence of shops, Creative Tees, Muhammad Ali, Monopoly Cleveland Edition, custom hoodies, t-shirt printing, designer perfumes, Light Park. Mike the Hatter. You got the dollar store. A couple of clothing places. DTLR. The food court. The eatery. Is Applejack's Toys still there? I see the sign, but I don't see their window displays. Hopefully they didn't. Thank you for visiting our Tower City pop-up. We look forward to seeing you again in fall 2025. Huh. Well, that sucks. I mean, I could see the merchandise still in there, but I guess they're not going to staff it for the summer. And they've got a scene here, sort of like a big battle going on with all the different things. Got a wrestling ring over there too. Some Simpsons characters, Mario and Luigi. Other genres, you got LeBron floating in the air from a string from his Cavalier days, Snoopy. Probably a handful of other Easter eggs that you could spot. Alright, that's going to go ahead and do it for our video. Thank you all for tuning in for our May 2025 Downtown Cleveland update. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. A few other quick things in the comments before I sign off. City Lamp Duel says, is Wahlburgers open? Again, who knows what the hours, some of the spontaneous closures that we're seeing today, but I mean, as far as I know, Wahlburgers still has its open presence outside of Tower City. That's like underneath the interlink that was going from Jack Casino over to the parking garage. Linda says, beautiful architecture here. Cafe Misfit says, maybe they have an online presence or they go to shows and other places. Linda, the thumbs up. Evie says, so nice to see Tower City so active again. Well, I mean, again, they're trying to a degree a strategy, but still in the grand scheme of things, this is far from the goal. I mean, when you think of an active space at Tower City, this is probably not ideally what you want. I mean, I've seen more security guards walking through than I have people, it feels like. But anyway, thanks again for everyone tuning in.